Hey everyone, Carla here. I just wanted to do a quick walkthrough of the new MomAgenda academic year. I've done multiple walkthroughs on this planner, and I am very grateful for the team over at MomAgenda for sending me another one for the academic year. I chose this color because if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that lavender and gray are my two favorite colors. Um, they also sent me some tabs, which I'm actually quite excited for. I've never used their tabs before, and a magnetic bookmark. I have multiple magnetic bookmarks, but I love that this one matches the cover. And I wanted to show you the texture too. The texture also matches the cover. And so it's just a really nice textured magnetic bookmark here. So I am going to go ahead and go through this one. This is the MyAgenda. This is not the MomAgenda, it is the MyAgenda, and there are a couple of differences. I don't have a side-by-side comparison. I do have a side-by-side comparison in a previous video. I'll try and find it and link it. So if you wanted to watch the side-by-side to see the exact differences between the MomAgenda and the MyAgenda, that is on my channel as well. One nice surprise that I got from this planner this year is it's a soft cover. I am quite excited about that. I love soft cover bound planners. I have tried hardcovers, journals, and bound planners in the past, and I've never really stuck with them just because I like I don't know, I like the squishiness of a soft cover, so I'm quite excited about it. But this is the 7x9. This retails at $48, and it is an 18-month calendar. Well, I guess an 18-month time span in the academic year. The magnetic matching bookmark is $4.95. And then the tabs, which have all of your months in the 18 months, is going to be $13.95. So as far as the planner itself, when you come into the planner, you have beautiful end papers here. This is a cream color paper. It's 120 GSM, and I feel like the paper is a little bit more smooth than it has been in previous years. And so I'm not sure if that's just my imagination or if they have changed the paper just a little bit, but I truly do believe that it is like a different texture. It's more smooth. And I did want to show you in comparison with a white postcard, the paper color difference is not just a light cream, it is a legitimate cream. And so the paper color, just so you're aware, it is not a bright white paper. So in the beginning of the planner, you just kind of have examples of how to use it. And on your next page, your informational pages and one or two things on the weekly spread is going to be different in the MomAgenda versus the MyAgenda. So the MyAgenda is more towards just general population, whereas the MomAgenda is more towards family and just kind of family oriented, and it has different informational pages in it. The informational pages in this one are phone numbers. There are some prompts here. So you have restaurants, takeouts, clubs and leisurely activities, health clubs and gyms, salons, veterinarians, pet groomers, a decorator, cleaning services, and lawn services, and then a list for their numbers as well. And then the other page for phone numbers is garbage pickup, recycling pickup, snow removal, contractors, handyman, repairs, lawyer, accountant, bank, and other. You have another one for important phone numbers that has all of your auto information on it for up to 3 vehicles. And then you have a website's username and passwords. You also have a medical information page for 2 family members. And so you have blood types, you have primary care, you have different types of specialties down here, and then other information down here. And then you have a kind of blank, you could use it as a future log, but it is also a blank calendar spread with just individual lines on it that you can track recurring things, birthdays and anniversaries here. And this is January through December. Even though this particular planner is still academic year, you have a full calendar year here. You have anniversary gifts down here, and then you have zodiac signs and birthstones and flowers on the bottom. You do have holidays for 2024 all the way to 2026. You have Canadian and American holidays. You have a calendar spread for 2024 and 2025. And then you go straight into your monthly view. So this planner, all of your monthly views are going to be unobstructed up front. And then you have all of your weekly views in the back. Now your calendar here in the month is going to start in July of 2024, and it is going to end in December of 2025 here. So you have 18 months worth of calendar pages. And then I wanted to measure the line measurement for you as well. This is 5mm line spacing. So if that kind of helps you understand whether it's going to be good for your handwriting or not. This is a Monday start. It is aligned. And then you also have pre-printed holidays in here already. And so I did want to show you, there's a couple of days where, like right here, you have your weekend is split. You have Monday here and then Monday here, because it's always going to be 5 grid spaces for the calendar. So if you have any overflows, these are going to be half days. But with this one, because it takes up 2 lines, you only have 2 lines for planning on there. So just kind of keep that aware in the back of your mind as well. Like this one has 3 on it. And then I don't think that there's any with 4, but since they are pre-printed in here on your monthly spread, they're also pre-printed on your weekly spread, then you do lose a little bit of line space. So back to this, you do have, again, this is because this is a 7x9 planner. You have plenty of space to actually plan. It's 1.5 in width and 1.5 in height. So they're 1.5-inch squares. And so for those of you that use sticker kits that have 1.5-inch boxes, then this would be just fine for you. In your monthly spread, it is a Monday start, Sunday end. You do have a mini calendar for the month before and the month after. You have a quote here as well. And then you have a notes space on the side. And again, this is recurring all the way through the entire 18 months until the end of 2025. And then your first week is going to be July 1st. So July 1st is going to be your first weekly planning here in this particular planner. The calendar on the weekly is also a Monday start, so it coincides with your monthly spread. You also have the month before and the month after in your mini calendars up here, and you have another quote. So you have the week numbers printed here, and then you have the word my week, and then you have dinner spaces down here. Now with the mom agenda, you have this same text, but you have over here that just says a word that says kids. So you can plan for up to 4 kids. Now this is a lined, untimed vertical. It is sectioned off. So you can use all of the top for things that you have. Your personal stuff is planned, time sensitive. You can draw an hourly block up here if you need to. If you wanted to use these for children, you are more than welcome to, or you can use them for different categories. You can do breakfast, lunch, and then dinner down here. You can track health, you can track fitness, you can track goals, you can track anything that you want to keep track of on a daily basis. You can use all of these kind of grid spaces uniquely your own. Now these are also going to be 5mm grid spacing, and the columns are 1.5 inches in width. And so you can still use sticker kits if that is the type of planning that you do. You can still use sticker kits in the 1.5-inch columns here. Now the ink color and the text is really nice and neutral. It is a very, very, very dark gray or a very muted black. It's not a jet black. Some planners from MomAgenda also have blue ink with cream paper. Some planners also have white paper. So when you're choosing your planner from this website, be sure to read the descriptions, and so you kind of know exactly what you're going to get. Some planners have coils, some planners have tabs already in them. Some are 5x7, some are 7x9, some are 8x11. So they have a bunch of different options. But this is going to be the majority of the layout that you have for your weekly planning. And so these weeks go back to back, and then you go all the way to December of 2025, and then you have the first couple of days of January of 2026 in here. So you have 18 months of planning in your monthly and in your weekly. And then in the back, you have another type of future log for 2026. So if you're going to use the entire 18 months of this, you're going to be in 2025 when you are ending your planner. So when you're planning things for 2026, you still have space to jot things down on, birthday parties that you need to attend to, or work travel, or, anything else that you need to plan for that next future year. You do have all of the holidays printed in here as well. It's very faint. You can't tell very well with my lighting, just with outside and overhead lighting, but your weekends are slightly lighter in color of the font than your weekdays. And so you always know where your weekends are at a quick glance also. Now, because you have the weekends here and you have the pre-printed stuff here, it'll be easier for you to plan. Like if you know that a kid has a birthday party on, Saturday, the 4th of April, then you can easily find it. And so you have all of 2026 for a future log in here. And then you have lined note pages. So let me count them. You have 43 lined notebook pages in the back, which is a pretty good amount of note pages. That's a lot of note pages for a planner. And then the very back of it, you have a little ribbon here. I personally have never really had good luck with storing anything in this ribbon because it's not a pocket, it's just a ribbon. If you wanted to use like a paper clip or something on it, you could definitely store some papers back here. But there is a ribbon that is attached to the end papers here. You also have 2 ribbons included in the planner that are also cream in color. So you can keep one ribbon on your monthly view, and then you can have one ribbon on your weekly view. And they do also extend past the corner of the page. So when you go to pull this out and move to your next page, you don't lose hold of your ribbon. It is a long enough ribbon to where it extends past the corner of your page. Okay. And then as far as the magnet goes, it is strong enough to where you can put it on multiple pieces of paper. And so even if you wanted to just block off an entire month and you knew that you needed to skip a week for whatever reason and you wanted to just go to the next week, it's strong enough of a magnet to you where you can use multiple pages in here for that. So the tabs, I've never used the tabs before. I do absolutely love planner tabs, but I struggle with some tabs. So these are adhesive tabs with gold font on them. So you have all 18 months here in your tabs, and so you can tab your entire planner. Now, one thing that I do see is a potential difficult thing is placement of tabs. So this planner does not have like grayed out spots for when you're switching months. So when you're placing your tabs, to where they're not going to overlap too much as far as height. And then also to make sure that you're not going to just kind of end up with like 4 here on this side and then 8. And then, you have to make sure that they're even. So there's no marks on the page to help you with that, but it shouldn't be too difficult to do. I've done many a tabs. I've not tried these before. So if you make a mistake, I am not sure how easy they are to peel off of the paper. But I did also want to kind of show you what it would look like when the tabs were on there. And so theoretically, let's say your tabs are on the paper in this sort of depth to where you can still see the months. When you close your cover, your tabs are going to stick out of your cover just a little bit. And so just kind of keep that in mind if you're using the tabs. And if you needed to, you can always push the tabs in the paper just a little bit more. Go to a different one. But you would lose just a little bit of your word of the month. But if you pushed them in more, then they wouldn't go beyond your cover, because your cover goes beyond your page by a couple of millimeters. You can see that. All right. So I think that is it. That is just kind of like the real quick walkthrough on the planner itself. You have 5mm grid spacing, 1.5-inch columns. And so if you wanted to use sticker kits, you still could. And then soft cover this year, which I think is really cool. I don't know how many options of soft covers, if it's this particular one only, or if they have additional planners that are soft cover. I'm not sure. I have not really dove into the website very much this season. I'm just in a very specific season of life right now. And so I did want to just kind of get this video out for you guys, just in case you were looking for an academic planner that started in July. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to give me a comment down below or find me over on Instagram. And then again, to the team over at MomAgenda, thank you so much for sending this my way again this year. I truly appreciate it. And I hope you guys all have a fabulous day.